This was a patrolling mission over Stalingrad with 4 109s divided in 2 rotas. Here we can see Latia that is leading my rota, and I'm capFreddy flying as his wingman. We go full throttle for takeoff with takeoff flaps. As soon as you lift off, you retract gears, as we say, positive rate of climb gear up, and then start accelerating and retract the flaps. Here we are flying a formation, heading to Stalingrad. We are going to overfly the city. As we were patrolling, we saw 3 targets at our 1 o'clock high. They were trailing. We decided to do the attack, but we were lower. They divided the 3, one going left and the other 2 going right, one lower and the other one higher, and we went for the high one that turned, but the lower one could manage to do a turn and get into my 6, and we saw that was not going to be okay, so we decided to disengage and go back to our lines. After we disengaged, I lost Latvia and was trying to maintain formation again, and I saw this Yak coming to my 6. I did a split ass. The 109 is good in diving, so if you do a split ass and dive vertically, you're probably going to lose your tail, whoever is telling you. There you can see that the Yak lost me, so I continued going to that trailing aircrafts that were higher there, because I thought it was Latvia. And then I saw a lower one. I just did a split ass and followed him, trying to identify. Someone shot. I still wasn't sure at this point if it was a Yak, but then I saw his wing forms, and I definitely identified that as a Yak. And we started doing some scissor maneuvers here, and the pilot was good, he's defensive, so he managed to get on my 6 again, and then again I did a split ass and dove. When you do a dive, you must keep an eye on your airspeed, otherwise you're going to rip your wings. And if you can roll or half roll to the sides, you might be able to lose your pursuer easier. So you start a dive and then you do a half turn, push the nose, pull the nose a little bit up, or do another half roll and do another pull on the stick, so you can lose easier your pursuer. That's how I do. Then as I approached, I saw that were 2 aircrafts dogfighting there. The one turned hard and the other one just went straight. So I imagined that the turning one was the Yak and the one that went straight was the 109. The 109 is a better energy fighter, so I just thought that the pilot was doing that, was using his energy, and the Yak was turning because he's the best turn fighter. That's one way to identify your pursuer. Here we can see Galen that was leading the other rotor, and we were talking on the radio now. There he was attacking this Yak. He's doing some displacement rolls there. We are trying to lose me from his tail, and Galen is turning here too, so it's easier for one of us to get to a shooting solution, firing solution, as you say, to put the enemy on your crosshair and shoot. So Galen did another pass and the Yak was just trying to gain some speed, and he do some displacement rolls here, barrel rolls. That's the way you should do when you are trying to lose a pursuer. Not just do two nose and stuff like that and just turning on your longitudinal axis. Just doing that, it's not going to lose your pursuer. If you do a barrel roll like he did, it's much harder for the pursuer to get into a firing solution. But he went up, he did not have, I had more energy than him. As you can see, it's not easy to shoot, and he made me overshoot him. But I'm glad that Galen was close, so he was on the Yak's tail and the Yak could not concentrate too much in me. There we go again, there is Galen and the other Yak fighting there. Just doing some split S to invert speed, and the Yak went down there. As you can see, it's a pretty tough dogfighting over there. If you do not maintain your situational awareness, you are going to be shot down. Then again, the Yak pilot started doing some evasive maneuvers, but if you just do some rolls, some tunnel like that on your axis, it's not going to lose me. As you can see, I'm not moving. If you do half a tunnel and then pull the stick and then do half a tunnel fast enough and pull the stick again, you might be able to lose your pursuer, but if you just keep turning on the axis, you're not going to lose it. So I was doing short bursts. That's the way you should do on a dogfight. Just shoot when you feel it's going to hit, but do not do long bursts. We have only 600 rounds of machine gun and some cannon, around 200 cannon rounds. So sometimes I select only machine gun and shoot only with the machine gun when I'm not pretty sure if I'm going to hit. So here we are. I was able to rip the left wing of this Yak 7, and I shot only with machine guns. As you can see now in slow motion, it was only machine guns, no cannons. There you go. That was an Allied fighter high command pilot. Pretty good evasive maneuvers, but I think he might be shot and damaged earlier, so it was not very easy to lose. And here we can see an IL-2. I took some time to identify it because I did not know these colors. So I made a pass with cannon rounds and stuff, and I managed to damage it. And now he's going for Latia, and he shoots down Latia. The IL-2 shoots down, shot down Latia, and Galen was on his 6th shooting, but he was in control, in an uncontrolled flight, and hit the ground, and it was my kill because I did most of the damage. I think the cannon rounds must have hit him. And now I'm without cannon rounds, so I'm shooting only with machine guns, and the IL-2 is really a flying tank, and he's low, so to aim properly aimed on him is not easy. I don't like to decelerate too much, so I use the speed, and that's what saved me here, because the Yak was on my 6, and if I had just cut throttle to shoot the IL-2, I might not be able to escape this Yak. No, when you are pursuing a slower enemy, you should try to avoid losing your energy, but trade airspeed for altitude, so you can trade back the altitude for airspeed again and get back your energy. Actually, you're not going to lose your energy, just trade back your speed. That's what I like to do. I do not like to decelerate. In some cases you might do that, so you force an overshoot, but most of it, just do displacement rolls, gain some altitude, and do a high yo-yo. There we go. I did a displacement roll there and was able to do a front pass on this Yak. Sorry, on this IL-2. But shooting down an IL-2 with only machine gun is not easy. As you can see, he was slower, and I avoid to decelerate behind him, to lose speed behind him, because I want to keep my energy high. So if I see that I'm going to overshoot, I just pull up and gain some altitude and lose speed. And this Yak here was trying to do some scissor movement here. There you go again. And someone was calling on the radio, "Freddy, you have a Yak on your 6, do not follow the IL-2. But I just couldn't resist following the IL-2, so I made a dive again. As you can see, as I approach him, I'm going to be shot by behind. And that's the Yak that's there. I'm pretty sure I landed some shots on this IL-2, but you have to shoot specific parts and with cannon rounds and stuff, so you can put down IL-2. Now I did a half roll. That's how you do. You pull something to the side, do half roll, do negative G's, accelerate, use the faster speed of the 109. So this dogfight was until the end of my ammo, so I went back to the base. Here's our air base. Going to do a victory roll in memory of Latvia that was killed. And now we are landing at the airfield. You should drop your airspeed below 300 kilometers per hour and then lower your gear and your flaps to landing flaps. Try to approach with a speed from 200 and something to 220. Sometimes you get a little higher speed than that, but try to maintain below 220 kilometers per hour on your approach. A glide path that it's not too shallow and it's not too steep, something like that, maybe steeper. As you cross the threshold, you should bring the speed below 190 kilometers per hour, 180 or something like that. As soon as you touch down, you raise your flaps so the airplane stays. So that was it. If you have some suggestion or something like that, you can comment. Thank you.